Hermes was the ancient Greek god of trade, wealth, luck, fertility, animal husbandry, sleep, language, thieves, and travel. One of the cleverest and most mischievous of the 12 Olympian gods, Hermes was their herald and messenger. In that position, he came to symbolize the crossing of boundaries in his role as a guide between the two realms of gods and humanity. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Grimoire of Myths. If you are new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know when we release new videos. So, let's get started. Hermes was known for his impish behavior and curiosity. He invented the lyre, the alphabet, and the dice. The latter explains why the god was beloved by gamblers. Hermes was the patron of shepherds and invented the panpipes they used to call their flock. To the Romans, the god was known as Mercury. Hermes has a very long history, being mentioned in ancient Mycenaean tablets, at its height from the 15th to 13th century BCE. Such tablets have been discovered at Thebes, Plios, and Knossos. With origins, then, as an Arcadian fertility god who had a special love for the Peloponnese, the ancient Greeks believed Hermes was the son of Zeus and the nymph Maia, and that he was born on Mt. Cyllene in Arcadia. In mythology, Hermes was also the father of the pastoral god Pan and Eudoros. However, the god was not given a wife in any Greek myth. The idea that Hermes represented movement is reflected in his role as the leader of both the nymphs and graces. Noted for his mischievous character and constant search for amusement, Hermes was one of the more colorful gods in Greek mythology. While still a baby, he stole his half-brother Apollo's herd of 50 sacred cattle from Pieria, cleverly reversing their hoof marks by adding bark shoes to make it difficult to follow their tracks. Hermes, therefore, became associated with thieves, and he managed to keep the stolen herd of cattle until the satyrs finally discovered it in a cave in Arcadia. After a hearing before Zeus and the Olympian gods, Hermes was permitted to hold on to the herd if he gave Apollo his lyre. As a messenger and herald, particularly for Zeus, Hermes is involved in many mythological stories. Perhaps most celebrated was his killing of the 100-eyed monster Argos on the orders of Zeus to free Io. Hermes also freed Ares from his year-long imprisonment in a cauldron by the twin giants Attis and Ephialtes. One of his most famous regular roles was as a leader of souls to the river Styx in the underworld, where the boatman Charon would take them to Hades. Hermes was also known as something of a trickster, stealing at one time or another Poseidon's trident, Aphrodite's girdle, and Artemis' arrows. Hermes also appears in the Trojan War of the Mycenaean period, as told by Homer in the Iliad. Although in one lengthy passage, he acts as counselor and guide to the Trojan king Priam in his attempt to reclaim the body of his fallen son Hector, Hermes supports the Achaeans in the Trojan War. The god is most often described by Homer as Hermes the Guide, slayer of Argos, and Hermes the Kindly. Hermes gives particular help to Odysseus, especially on his long return voyage to Ithaca as told in Homer's Odyssey. For example, giving him an antidote to the spells of Circe. Another hero helped by the god was Perseus, Hermes giving him an unbreakable sword or sickle of adamantine and guiding him to the three graces who would reveal the location of Medusa. Hermes was credited with inventing fire, the alphabet, and dice, and so he was worshipped by gamblers in his capacity as god of luck and wealth, and musical instruments, in particular, the lyre made from a tortoiseshell by the god. Hermes was regarded as the patron of thieves and shepherds thanks to his invention of the panpipes. He was the patron of travelers, and stone pillars were often to be seen set up along roadsides to act as guides and offer good fortune to those who passed. These stone pillars were particularly set up at boundaries, reminding of the god's role as a messenger between the gods and humanity, as well as his function as a guide for the dead into the next life. In addition, Hermes was regarded as the patron of the home, and people often built small marble slabs in front of their doors in his honor. Famous for his diplomatic skills, he was also regarded as the patron of languages and rhetoric. Orators regarded the god who transferred words from sender to receiver as their patron, as did interpreters, and, even today, the study and interpretation of texts carry his name, hermeneutics. In the Hellenistic period, the god was often associated with gymnasia and seen as the protector of youths. Finally, the god's Latin name, Mercury, is, Of course, the name of a planet, naturally, the fastest one to orbit the sun. And there you have it, Hermes, the impish Olympian god who has an important role in Greek mythological lore. What do you guys think of the video? Leave a comment in the comments section below. Until next time.